beginners should choose content according to their choice, the reading materials. So, for a complete beginner, what type of reading material would you recommend starting with? There are many beginners, they want to inculcate this habit of reading. So, what kind of materials would you recommend? And if you could share some examples because you have a lot of collection, right? So, I totally relate to what you said. And many people say, like, if you're a beginner, do read it aloud. Whatever you're reading, read aloud. So that you will have mouth muscles will have practice and you can improve your speaking skills. But some people say, like, if you already know how to read and if you're reading aloud, you cannot follow the story, right? It happens when you're reading aloud, you can't concentrate, you can't understand the story well.
Yes.
So some people say you don't have to read aloud. So what is your take on this? And I'm sure there are benefits of both the approaches. So what do you have to say about this?
Too much of content on social media, if they are exploring that how should I start and this and that. So one mistake they might do is that pick up a difficult book, which
Exactly.
is so difficult that it leads to frustration.
In this conversation video, I have spoken to an expert who shares her knowledge on reading, which books to read, and how to improve your reading skills. But other than that, if you're looking for books and if you're writing your competitive exams, I would definitely recommend these books by Oswald Books, which is Descriptive English, then their Vocabulary Builder, then the Handbook of English Grammar, and also Objective General English. If you are somebody who is giving your competitive exams like defense, banking, LIC, CAT, PO, and a lot more competitive exams, I would definitely recommend these books. The Vocabulary Builder has words based on different topics, so you can go through the words, you can check your knowledge, not only for competitive exams. I think even gender people who are at home and you're looking to improve your English, you must also have these books. For example, check this book, which is a handbook of English grammar by Oswald Books. This has a lot of activities, grammar activities, so you can learn. My daughter has answered a few of them here. You can learn and you can check your knowledge on of English grammar and you can improve. So definitely recommend it to each one of you. If you want to buy these books, check the link in the description, because if you buy from that link, you are going to get up to 40% off. Use my coupon code Shantha20 and you will get up to 40% off. And you can also check their website for other options and plenty of other books. So good luck. Afternoon. So thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me, Shanta ma'am. It's a pleasure.
Okay, you can just call me Shanta. Okay. So,
Shanta. Yeah,
yeah.
fine. I'm so used to calling ma'am.
Yeah, yeah.
Being in teaching profession, we keep calling each other ma'am.
Yes.
So I also call. Yeah.
Okay, 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 ma'am. Okay. So before we dive into the conversation today, so please introduce yourself to the viewers watching you.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Asha Rawat and I'm a teacher by profession. I hold a postgraduate degree in English literature. Apart from that, I am B.Ed and C.Ted qualified, CSB qualified, and I have got 15 years plus of teaching experience in reputed public schools. But 2 years back, because of some family commitments, I've taken a break from teaching. And during this while only, I just was exploring and I started my YouTube channels. And I'm continuing with that because still I'm busy with my commitments, not yet fully over. So that's a short, brief introduction about me.
That's wonderful having 15 plus years of teaching experience. That's really great. And we'll mainly talk about your channel where you do the reading practice, right? The channel that you first started. Okay. So, yeah. So, how did you, like, why did you come online, start teaching, and especially the technique that you use, learning English through reading practice? You provide really good reading practice. So, how did this idea come to you? Because most channels are focused on speaking spoken English, but then
Yes,
you
yes.
read and you explain stuff. How did this idea occur to you?
Actually, when I had taken a break from teaching, I started getting really bored, continuously teaching for 15 years and all of a sudden you don't have, you have got a lot of time at your hands. So I was thinking what to do sitting at home. And to be honest, I had no clue about YouTube. I had never heard about it. What is it about? Nothing. My kids knew about it, but I had been so busy and I didn't explore these platforms, social media platform. So then when I started exploring what to do, what kind of things I can do to stay connected with learners, so
Mm.
I came across some teachers teaching through these reading technique, and I really found it fascinating. I said, I have also got so many storybooks, lot of collection of books in all these years, no? So I said I can also give it a try. And when I started, if you see the initial videos that I posted, they are with simple English reading,
Yes.
and so many viewers started connecting, they started commenting, and they liked the content. So that gave me a lot of confidence, and I continued with it. And reading, I saw that even the children who were preparing for competitive exams, they
Mm.
started connecting, and it made me more responsible what kind of content I create for them. So then I moved on. First started with beginners level. I
Mm.
even switched to intermediate. In between, I have taken some advanced level where I teach them newspapers and all editorials. So this way. And when I got a good response, I continued. So what I started just as exploring, it became my mission, you can say. So I've continued posting uh, this reading related material only in this channel, English with Asha Mam.
Yes, and when start people start appreciating, yes, you feel happy about it. Also, you feel a great sense of responsibility, the kind of content that you provide. You start becoming extra careful about that.
Uh, Extreme true.
Okay, so do you think reading can help learners improve their speaking skills? If yes, how?
Definitely, see in English we have got four skills: LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. All skills have got their own role to play. The more we listen, the more we can speak. And these reading and writing skills, they are advanced skills.
Mm-hmm.
A person, you can see a fairy wala or ready wala outside. If they are also exposed to this listening content, lot of listening, you can see the guides like in tourist places. They are exposed to this listening, and they are able to speak. And you said reading can lead to speaking.
Yes. Can reading
That's your
help
question.
improve speaking? Yes.
Definitely, yes. You read, so that is the kind of input you are giving to your mind, and you are able to absorb new vocabulary, new sentence structure, new expressions, and your comprehension power increases. So, the better input you get, the better output you will be able to create. So, you'll be definitely benefited if you read every day. And doesn't really require that you always read this complex like newspaper, start picking up newspaper according to your own choice. What fascinates you, you can pick up that genre,
Mm.
and definitely from there on you can improve upon speaking also. It makes a lot of difference. Just read one page a day,
Mm.
stay consistent, and see the difference. I've seen it in schools. The
Mm.
children, yeah, who come from these village background, if they are also in that kind of environment where people still speak, even if it is not fluent, but they speak English and they are exposed to reading every day, see definitely some improvement in their speaking skills also. So definitely reading will lead to better speaking, and even your fluency and your choice of words that you use, that
Yes.
will also improve.
Exactly. I have
Because
seen people who are like, yes, ma'am, you want to complete? You want to saying something?
fine.
Mm. Okay. I've seen people, sometime when the guest joins, they are avid readers. They read a lot of books. And I can see that their choice of words, the kind of words that they choose to say, that is really advanced and it's really different. If you are not into reading, it is quite difficult, I think.
Yes, yes. It definitely improves. The
Yes.
person who is an avid reader, you can see the difference in his choice of words if you compare it with the person who only listens.
Yes.
So, a refined input you have to give to your mind to get a refined output. So, definitely it helps.
True. And the next question, as you already mentioned, beginners should choose content according to their choice, the reading materials. So, for a complete beginner, what type of reading material would you recommend starting with? There are many beginners, they want to inculcate this habit of reading. So, what kind of materials would you recommend? And if you could share some examples, because you have a lot of collection, right? So, that will be great.
Okay, giving my personal example, which I give even to the students who come to me. You know, if you are aware about these comic books that we used to read in our childhood, comic books. Now, these days, children have got a lot of audio visual which they can just watch, but they are not in a habit of reading.
Yes.
So, if they pick up these picture books, comic books, starting from Tinkle, Chanda Mama, and even these Champak, I tell you, they are very good. They don't have any grammatical mistakes, and they have got activities also. Tinkle has got some activities, and you can relate with the pictures which are given because they are
Yes.
picture books.
Yes.
So they consume and they don't get bored.
Mm.
Apart, if you are from intermediate level, you can see Sudha Murthy's novels, short story collection. She writes in very simple language. So beginners should make sure that first of all they pick up the content that is easy to understand.
Mm.
So when they will understand 70-80% of what they are reading, they will gain confidence. Then apart from Sudha Murthy, you can see R.K. Narayan. He also writes in simple English. And Ruskin Bond stories. And they are all, they write like Indian authors. So I'm telling that beginners in India, I'm telling that if they pick up books written by these authors, and if you don't want to spend money, you can just pick up NCERT books, the school books,
Mm.
classes 6 to 10th.
Mm.
It has got like apart from the story, they give you the meaning also, which is written on the side. They have got a lot of exercises given at the back to check your comprehension. Like you read
Mm.
one portion, there are a few questions framed. You can try to give answers to those questions. So in a way, you are checking your comprehension skills, whether you have understood. And apart from that, you are making sentences on your own.
Mm.
Even if it is broken sentence, at least you are trying what you have understood, what you have comprehended. So you are giving an output. So these NCRT books are also enough. Apart from that, I've told you that start with something which you like. So that genre, if you pick up, you will totally enjoy reading, and it will definitely improve your speaking also.
Mm.
So on my channel, if you your viewers also go through my channel, I have made separate list of Ruskin Bond stories,
Okay.
very simple, and Sudha Murthy stories. Some of R.K. Narayan also I have picked up. So I'm telling you, these are good books for the beginners.
That's true.
And for children, especially for children,
Mm.
these three books that I have told you, Tinkle, in beautiful stories. You can give me these storybooks now. Tinkle, I still enjoy. I laugh a lot, read it and still enjoy it. They're such beautiful books, evergreen books. So
Mm.
students can see these, they can see the pictures,
Yes.
expressions, and
Yes.
even if some difficult words are there, they can
Mm.
infer out the meaning
True.
just by reading it. So it
Mm.
doesn't they don't have to open dictionary every time to see the
Yes.
difficult words meaning. Just
Yes.
infer out the meaning. So
Mm.
these are definitely good for beginners.
Yes. Based on the
And even
context, they just
yes,
have to understand like what might be the meaning of that word.
yes, yes, yes.
Mm. Even my daughter has started her reading journey now, and exactly as you told, I got her Sudhamurti books and then Ruskin Bond books, and she's enjoying reading. And there is another book. He's in I forgot the name of the author, but still, Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Oh
I
yes, Diary of
yeah.
Wimpy Kid is also good. Yes, I think that is in American style,
Yes, it is
little
in
bit,
American
but
style, and you can't
but
relate
it
to
is
it, but
too
it's
good.
funny. Yeah.
It is too good. Even my kids also have read those books when they were small. Diary of Wimpy Kid. I have got a huge collection of that
Hmm. Yes.
with me. Yeah. You just read it, and so many pictures are there. You don't have
True.
to see the word, the
True.
meaning of the word. You understand it because the
Yes.
pictures, they describe everything so beautifully.
Hmm. That's right. And as you told, there are a lot of benefits of reading practice, right? So if a learner practices reading consistently for a month, so what kind of changes can they expect in their speaking styles?
Okay, for a month being consistent, first of all,
Yes.
if you are consistent for a month in any skill, if you want to learn any skill, you are consistently practicing that. So definitely you are going to see some improvement in that skill. Same goes for reading. You
Mm.
read for 1 month, even if it is less. But some more things I would like to add to it. Daily, along with reading, you don't only have to take this passive reading. You have
Okay.
to actively speak out also. So whatever
Okay.
you read, you
Mm-hmm.
do one more activity.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have read one story, try to narrate the summary or 4 5 lines in your own words. So that will give practice to your mouth muscles. You are able to pronounce the words. You can even recall a few words that were used in the story. So
Mm.
side by side, if output is not there, then growth will be slow. Only input, no output. So that will be slow. But it doesn't mean that okay, you have to speak every day. Even if once in 2 days you carry
Mm.
out this practice, then and stay consistent for a whole month, then you will see difference, a
Mm.
remarkable difference you can see in a month. And
Okay.
it doesn't, this doesn't go only for reading. You can, we can
Mm.
talk about
Yes.
any skill where we are dedicated and consistently practicing. So the change will be there,
Mm.
positive change.
I totally relate to what you said. And many people say, like, if you're a beginner, do read it aloud. Whatever you're reading, read aloud, so that you will have mouth muscles will have practice and you can improve your speaking skills. But some people say, like, if you already know how to read and if you're reading aloud, you cannot follow the story, right? It happens when you're reading aloud, you can't concentrate, you can't understand the story well.
Yes.
So some people say you don't have to read aloud. So what is your take on this? And I'm sure there are benefits of both the approaches. So, what do you have to say about this?
I really like this question. Beautifully you have chosen. I like this question. Yeah, reading aloud has got its own benefit. Reading silently also has got its own benefit. So, aloud, I will suggest that beginners can follow this practice,
Mm.
reading aloud, because they don't know how to pronounce most of the words. So while reading, they are concentrating on the words and they will get practice to pronounce. The moment they close the books, if they are not habitual of reading or speaking, habitual of speaking, so they will forget, they will not know how to pronounce the word, their speech would be broken. So that goes for the beginners. They can read aloud and they will see improvement in their fluency, in their pronunciation.
Mhm.
And silent reading, generally, I suggest for intermediate learners because it gives the deep understanding of the context, whatever you are learning. So
Yes.
you can, once you are habitual, you can skim out that whatever you are reading
Mhm.
faster once you do
Mm.
silent reading. So you can read the content faster in that way. But I will not suggest silent reading for beginners. Either they can follow this pattern that read one paragraph aloud once, then
Mhm.
twice, and then do silent reading so that at least you are able to see how much you have learned and whether you are getting stuck at any particular word. So I would suggest that reading aloud has got its own benefits generally for the beginners.
Yes.
And if you have to like deeply understand the meaning, I would suggest silent reading. I prefer silent reading at this stage,
Yes.
but when I tell the students of my class, like if I have to tell the beginners, I would suggest that please read loudly. So it
Yes.
will definitely give practice to their muscles and they will see their difference in their pronunciation. So,
True. Yeah. And also, there's no harm in repeating, right? Once you have read it aloud, read it aloud the page, and then go for the deeper understanding by silently reading and trying to
yes, yes,
comprehend or understand everything that you can do as well.
that should be the technique. Yes, you are right.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So, what are some common mistakes learners make while practicing reading English? And how can they avoid them? Are there any mistakes?
Okay, one mistake that I can think of, too much of content on social media, if they are exploring that how should I start and this and that. So one mistake they might do is that pick up a difficult book, which
Exactly.
is so difficult that it leads to frustration, because they you have to see first of all your level where you are, whether you are at A2 level or B2 level or C1 level. Accordingly you have to pick up the choice of books. So first of all, start, your approach should always be from easy to difficult.
Hmm.
You master the easy content first, gain confidence, move on further to the difficult one. So this is what the I think this is the most difficult part, choosing the content. So if you know what kind of stories you like, it will not be like a punishment that you have to finish it. And this is one thing. One more thing that I would suggest is that if you are at the learning stage, you will enjoy reading short stories better than the full novel.
True.
So you can start with short story books.
Yes.
And as I suggested earlier, that Sudha Murthy has written so many short stories, even R.K. and Malgudi days,
Yes.
such beautiful stories. So you can pick up short story collection.
Hmm.
That also is a mistake, that you just straight away buy a thick novel just
Yes.
because it is doing well or it is a bestseller, and then you don't like it that much. It is better
Yes.
to read short stories because they finish so fast and you understand,
Hmm.
because they are easy first of all, and 70 to 80%, like I told, that if you understand, it really gives you confidence. So these two mistakes readers should avoid. Don't pick up difficult level or difficult or newspaper and start learning difficult words from that. That is that is a mistake. So pick
Hmm.
up, your approach should be easy to difficult. Gain confidence, be consistent, and start switching levels then. Once you reach intermediate and you are comfortably understanding, then you can move on to difficult one, whatever, like newspapers, articles,
Hmm. That's
editorials.
yes, even this was on my mind. Like, also choose the genre depending on your interest. Just because some YouTubers suggested you go for like self-help books or something, and you find that you are not able to complete the book, then you start assuming that maybe reading is not for me, maybe it is boring,
Yeah,
it's monotonous. You start feeling that. Genre, your level. I think both of this and the length of the book, as you told. And another advantage of choosing short stories like Panchatantra or Malgudi Days, advantage is that you can remember the story, and when you're recording yourself, it's easy for you to say the entire story in your own words. So I think that is
absolutely.
important.
Yes, that is important, rather than picking up a thick novel and getting frustrated because you don't understand, first of all, many of the difficult words, and it is difficult to finish.
Yes.
So if you are not an avid reader, then you can start with short stories.
Mm. You don't have to pressurize yourself like I have to finish that book. I've invested in it.
Yeah. And you lose confidence also. You
True.
really start thinking that reading is not that good activity for me,
It's not
but
helping
it
me.
is.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy earlier reading these magazines, Femina,
Yes.
Women's Era, and I used to have a lot of collection of those now, these magazines also. So whatever like is of your own interest, you can
Yes.
try out your hand in that.
Mm, yes, when I was growing up as well, we couldn't like buy books as easily as it is available now. So whoever had like magazines at their house, monthly edition would come, Reader's Digest used to come. So I would go to their houses and I would read and come back again later and check if there are some new editions. If not, repeat the same book because I was very fascinated with lives of celebrities or gossips about them. So it doesn't matter
Right.
your interest. Read. Reading is for everyone.
Yes, yes, sure. So that is good.
Yes. So, do you have any of your favorite book? Like, or what genre are you personally interested in?
It has changed over time.
Okay.
Like I told you, once I was fond of reading only magazines. In literature, that Pride and Prejudice,
Yes.
that's a great book I have read. And apart from that, now my bent of mind is towards spiritual books.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
if you see, even the content on a person's channel also is a reflection of the creator. You will see that how I feel, I tell my students also. So self-help books and motivational books, plus spiritual books these days. I'm binging on them.
And that's great. Okay. So, if you could change one thing about how English is taught in schools, what would it be and why? Because you have experience of teaching in schools, and many of us struggle right now because we were not taught properly. So many English medium students cannot speak. They are struggling to find jobs, to learn English in spite of being from English medium. So, I'm sure there are a lot of things that schools can do in changing this, how English is taught at schools. So, according to you, you have any suggestions, one or two?
A lot of things have changed since I was a student. I have also experienced the way you said that, English was taught as a subject, not as a skill in schools.
Hmm.
And we were too much into this grammar and all. We really were scared of grammar rules that, oh my God, have I written present perfect or present tense, past tense? We get stuck in that. And same is happening now. Still,
Mm,
I have taught in schools, I've seen that too much of importance. First of all, teachers, they have got one period in a day. So they have got good syllabus to complete.
mm,
First of all, syllabus completion, teaching of grammar, they like take the maximum part. But what exactly should be done if you have to learn it as a language, as a skill, that a lot of speaking activities should be conducted. Children are very happy when this structure was there, no? 80 marks plus 20 marks. 80 is for
mm.
your literature part, 20
Yeah.
is for activities. They were so much interested in activities because they are actively participating. So you have to give them role play. You have to
Mm,
encourage them to express their views. A lot of questions should be asked in the class so that students get to interact with each other and with teacher. So these kind of activities should also form a major part of the curriculum. Right now, too much focus only on syllabus completion plus grammar.
mm,
And somebody who doesn't know too much full grammar, even that person is able to speak. And somebody who knows the full rules of grammar, there is no guarantee he'll be able to speak well. So there's no guarantee. So I recommend that more and more activities, if some teachers are listening, or they
mm,
will relate to me what I'm saying. But whatever little bit of time we have got in class or they have in class, they can indulge in role play activities and speaking activities in class.
mm,
So that will help the students to at least speak, express their opinions, and freely interact. And they will also lose the fear of
yes,
speaking in front of audience.
true.
Speaking also plays a very important role. And right from elementary level and the middle school, it should be a part of curriculum.
Mm,
Lots of activities in which students are required to express their opinions and speak, and debates, declamations,
mm,
and that is still in a larger scale because
yes.
school has to organize that. But in your own class also, or in the schools also, teacher can give some activities that tomorrow roll number 1 to 10 will speak on this topic. So children are aware that tomorrow I am going to have to speak in front of whole class. They will prepare and they will speak, they will fumble, make mistake, but they will gain confidence. So I would suggest including activities in the class, spoken activities and role play activities, interactive sessions
Mm.
with
Exactly. And
co-learners.
schools have evolved now. Maybe in our generation we had like 80, 85 students in one class. And
Correct.
that was a difficult time. That was a different time actually. Not difficult, it was a different time. But now schools are focusing a lot on polishing the skills of children, and they have public speaking, they have share the thought of the day on the stage. So they have this teeny weeny activities that they can still do. And I am finding a lot of changes in the way I learnt in school versus how my children are learning these days. So I think schools are already doing it.
But you must be talking about these schools who have got less strength, or public schools. But still, if you, I have, I was so much surprised when I got comments from viewers that we have not understood this story. Can you please
Oh.
narrate it or explain it? Then I come to know what might be the
Mm,
condition of schools. So if I say these things, they are, for those students
Mm.
or for those teachers,
Right, right. I totally get your point.
not
Yeah.
for a good public school.
Yes.
Public schools generally, they must be already following it.
Mm.
If you get good schools who are already holding these kind of activities, so you will see different students. But basically, these skills
Mm.
are lacking because of the areas, remote
Yes.
areas,
True.
where they have got even only syllabus completion and just
Mm. Yeah.
grammar, not focusing on speaking activities.
Okay. So we are running out of time, just a very little time left. And one last question. Your final advice to learners who want to become confident English speakers. What would you like to tell them?
That is a difficult question. From my side, I would recommend all the learners who are into this English learning journey, these all four skills. Focus on all these four skills consistently: listening, speaking, reading. Writing comes later on, but maintain a small diary for a writing journal. Before sleeping, just write how your day passed by. So listening, these days it is so easy, audio visual. You can view any short video, podcast, short video for 5 minutes. So that will take care of your listening. Then record your own voice. That is also a very interesting thing. You get to know how you pronounce words, what pauses do you give. So that takes care of speaking. Whatever you read, try to express in 2, 3 lines.
Mm.
Listening, speaking, and one page of reading every day, if not more. If you are fond of reading, obviously you will read more. But for those beginners who get scared of reading long text, you can start with one passage only. And on my channel, you can see so many passages, short passages, long passages. You can see along with their Hindi meaning. It will be very easy. So just be consistent. Don't be scared of making mistake. Perfection doesn't come overnight. You have to
Mm.
be consistent. And once you gain confidence, then no stopping. So this is
That's true.
this is my advice to all the learners. Be consistent.
Yes, that's a wonderful advice, and I really hope people take it. So, anything else you would like to add from your end, or you want to ask me anything before before we disconnect?
Shanta, what advice do you give? Because you also see, basically today I talked about reading.
Yes,
Major focus was on reading, but you also, I think, create this conversational video.
I do.
So these learners, how to what extent they get benefited, I really wanted to know, because speaking is also a very important aspect.
Hmm.
Wanted to
Yes.
know that.
Yes, definitely, ma'am. These conversational videos, first of all, they give a platform for the person to join and speak. They get the confidence that they can speak online, they can speak to a stranger. It's not an easy task joining a video call and talking to a person who you have seen on screen, or anybody for that matter. Video calls are scary. Audio calls a little bit, but video calls are really scary because both your senses, you have to look at them and you have to speak, you have to think, everything simultaneously happening. So it's not easy. That is the second
And no
advantage.
retake. Yeah,
No
no
retake,
retake
it's
for that.
live.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that thing is there. And then people say that watching conversations make help them understand how you can ask questions, how you can answer them. For example, if I ask a question to a learner, I've seen learners who pause it and they try to answer the
Okay.
question, and then they play and they verify how that person answered, how we can answer. And it's difficult when you're relaxed, right? It is different when you're relaxed. When you're relaxed, you have time to think and you can answer. But when a person is looking at you, though you know the answer, you say something else or it happens, right? So that
It
is how they
happens.
compare, and it is a kind of speaking practice for everyone. Since these sessions are free of
Speaking.
cost, they can join, and they can get confidence, because confidence always comes after you have spoken. Initially you keep
Yes.
thinking, can I do it or no? You're obviously not very confident, but once you join and speak, you gain confidence. And for people, they learn valuable content like what you shared now, right? My knowledge might be different. I might not have so much knowledge about reading as you do, and you also teach at schools. So you have shared your opinions. So this is also a conversation. So there are multiple
Yes.
benefits to it.
Fine. Nice.
Okay, ma'am. So we'll
I
then.
agree. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. That somebody who is hesitant and he has to speak on a video call. It's
Mm.
really, it requires courage.
Yes, and when they see themselves on YouTube, they are like fascinated. They're like, wow, I spoke, but I performed pathetically, but I spoke. So it is a boost. Next time I'll do better. So that's what people say.
Nice.
Okay, ma'am. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining me for this session. So you have a good day and take care.
Thank you. Pleasure was all mine. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.